YouTube? Oh, there it is. Okay. FOMC meeting minutes dropped. Let's go ahead and check these out. January, May. Let's look at the PDF.
Order filled.
All right. Should be live. We're pushing pretty heavy. What is going on here? Federal funds target range of 5.25. Okay. Bid, counterparty. This ain't it. Oh my God. All right. Yeah, I just got closed out. Going for plan B. Sheesh. He said this looks like the woe. That's exactly what it is. And guess where it's going. You get me? We'll see. We did have, I mean, keep in mind, I said it this morning. This is the direction of that first fake. Then we have two. We have three. Now we're in. Tester entry should be in now. I'm putting in a tester entry. This is going to be my last trade. So I'm going to do a tester entry and then I'm going to do a full position. And that's going to be my final trade for the day. I'm going to go here. And then as it goes lower, go here. I got the tester in. Good. Go ahead and go here. And did we smack TP1? Nah, not even close. Actually, we might have. This thing's about to smack TP1 right now. Sheesh. That second entry's working. Sheesh. Oh, chill. We got it. Mike, you made a lot of money. This is just your rent. Da, da, da. I'll come back. Everybody focus on your plate right now. Already planned for it. That's that Model 3. That's why I said the risk. What did I just say right before the call? Make sure that whatever risk you have on, like you still have ammo on the sidelines. So if it does the whoa, you can re-enter. And that's why risk management is so crucial. Like we're not joking. It's not like a friendly piece of advice. Like you either respect it or you don't. If you don't respect risk management, the market will humble you. It'll humble us all. All right, so we just hit that TP1. Two things can happen. We can come down and fill this wick if it's bearish. Okay, so if whatever profits that you guys made, I would make sure to at least secure some partial profits if you can, or close the position if you've made money for the day. Because if this thing comes back down and fills that candle, you may not be so happy. I was pretty happy with the profits I saw on that first trade, was about to close it, and it had filled down before I even had a chance. So make sure you guys aren't like waiting. How do I say this? Waiting until you like this is not a bridge you want to cross when you get there. You want to make sure you have a plan. Okay, so at what point will you close the profits? Will you walk away? Because this thing is going to move so quickly that if you don't have an action plan, you'll just end up doing spontaneous random stuff based on how you feel in the moment, and that's where obviously trading disasters happen. All right, make sure you have a plan. Make sure that you make the choice. It's better to like be quick and make an imperfect decision than in trading than to sit there and loaf trying to make the perfect decision. There ain't no perfect decision. Close it or hold it, but you cannot sit in between. You guys got me? It's like deciding what you want to eat. You'll sit there for a long time. What do I want? What if I this? Because the whole point is like you're scared that if you make the wrong choice, you're gonna regret it. Oh shit! Damn, I should have got the burger when I got the fish. I'd rather sit there and be like, okay, this is a 7 out of 10 burger, than sit there and fucking loaf for 30 minutes and figure out what I want to do. It's a burger kind of day. Make the choice. Okay. So hopefully that advice helps a few of you kind of get over the sort of fear of making the wrong decision in trading. All right. Let me go through this real quick. Cap rate. Da, da, da.
About 211. Fuck this.
All right. I got to get rid of these alerts, guys. This is getting crazy. Put something in the chats if you guys are in this trade. At least with a tester. Maybe not a full position. Said I already closed. I just closed. Yeah, because I was in profits based on the losses I had and what I was running. And I'm gonna close the day. I'm gonna close the day profitable. I don't care. I'm not like what story do you want to tell when the market closed? Like, damn, I should have closed earlier. Damn, I really wish I had closed that trade at that point. Because the story is if you want to gamble, sort of see how it goes and keep trying to force the trades after the move happened or overstay your welcome, then the story could be damn, I was in profit and I gave it back. It's your choice. Making $5 is better than losing 200, better than losing 1,000. Making $1 is better than losing 1,000. Some people will be like, no, well, that means that you just didn't risk enough and you got to risk it for other. But it's a whole game of don't lose your money and make money. Making money is better than losing money. Y'all have a choice. The greed on your shoulder is going to tell you, but you can make more. Yeah. And I could fuck Halle Berry. Right? We don't get what we want. We get, fuck, I don't even know. We get what we deserve. Right? Wanted to make up what I lost in the first trace. Stop at 618, got in and closed full. Never think about don't think about a trade in context of the last trade. So I'm thinking about it in terms of overall profitability. I want to end the day profitable, so I'm closing at this point. But don't look at the trade itself and say, okay, because I lost 800 on the last one, I'm not going to close it until it hits 800. Right? At this point, we've already had a rejection. It's playing at TP1. It could reverse from here, keep crashing bearish. Could keep going up. What risk do you want to take? Which one would piss you off more? If you close right now and the thing flies for 1,000,000,000,000 pips, because it's been the story of my life. And trust me, you'll be fine as long as you make money. If you made money here and you walked away and you're watching everybody else, ride this wave up and you're like, oh, I should have held it, should have held it. I don't give a fuck about should have held anything. The job is not to hold a trade. You're not a fucking you're not a trade carrier. Your job is to make money. Right? So the risk is you close here and the market runs off without you, upset. Or you leave it running and then it goes against your position and you lose money. Now, when I asked most traders, we've coached over 1,000 traders at Chart Addicts. When I ask people, psychologically, they always respond with, this one would hurt more, watching it run without them. The fear of leaving money on the table and the fear of missing out is more powerful than the fear of losing money. Now, here's the difference. The idea that you're missing a trade is a delusion. It's all in your head. You're not missing anything. The trade don't have your name on it. It's not your trade. If you don't execute, if you don't pull the trigger, you don't get to make the money. It's just like a very straightforward, rational agreement that we have with the market. Right? I'm looking at this. Yeah, sorry. Let me get back to the point. Um, the idea of missing out on something is a delusion. Losing money is a reality. There's a physical reality to this where there is money being taken out of your balance. So one of them, emotional response as a delusion, fear of missing out and fear of leaving money on the table. Losing money is a legitimate, like has a physical consequence. And really the whole point of trading is to not lose money and to make money. Just with that alone. Make the right choice, people. Did that make sense? Did that go over somebody's head? What happened? Put a one in the chat. Put something in the chat if this made sense. Does the strategy work? Man, if y'all want to learn the strategy, if y'all want to learn this strategy, there's a link in the description right below for a free webinar that I'm hosting tonight. Roy, did you say free webinar tonight? I did. Am I going to teach how the market moves every single day because it's the same? Right? I'm going to give you guys a sneak peek, but it's absolutely free. It's going to be at 8 p.m. Eastern time. There's a link in the description below to register your name. Make sure you guys hit that right now. Do it right now while we're on this stream. Because I hope y'all not taking entries right now. The entries were down here. And this is take profit zone. This is not enter more trade zone. I get what some of you guys want to do. The re-entry and try to scalp the re-entry up. It's possible. But it's also possible that this thing retraces back in for a better entry and you're stuck with a shitty position right here when you should have been right here. Webinar tonight. All right. So let's talk about the main points here from the meeting minutes. Now, keep in mind, the minutes are a collection of what happened in the FOMC meeting between all the different members. There's usually disagreement with at least 2 or 3 people where they might agree on the problem, they don't agree on the solution. Okay, so the members of the FOMC represent the different member banks of the Federal Reserve. So you have the Federal Reserve Bank of New York, the Federal Reserve Bank of Richmond, Federal Reserve Bank of St. Louis, et cetera, et cetera. Only, I think, 7 or 8 of the 12 bank presidents get to be on the board. They sit in this room, they talk. Jerome Powell gets out, gives us the final decision, and then we get the meeting minutes like 2-3 weeks later. Don't quote me on that, the time when it's released, but it's way after the actual meeting. All this stuff's already been said. The only thing I'm seeing here is overnight reverse repos at 5.3% with a counterparty of, yeah, interest rates are still high. For banks to lend to each other overnight just to kind of keep operations going, expensive. For consumers and commercial borrowers to do anything, expensive. Nothing's changed. Higher for longer. That's all this says. There is one interesting piece here. I think Jerome Powell said, this is very important here. Jerome Powell said, click the link in the description below to get a sneak view of the NASDAQ strategy. You're welcome. Do I get an Oscar for that? Chart Addicts members, do I get an Emmy? Did we figure out what that thing was called? Is it an Emmy? Come on. How good was George? How good was that? Fam. Come on. I get a little bit of credit? No? All right, let's see. I'm really hoping we get like one more pullback to 18,700. And on the Oanda chart, it'd be about 650. So basically just about halfway of this move here, halfway, get a nice retest and a potential push back up. Why am I bullish on this, even though
El J le dijo que
obviously,
es el outlet.
obviously higher for longer is typically not good for the economy? Okay. Why are we bullish? Because it's all about expectations. What do analysts expect to happen? Okay, they're all loading up their weapons. They all got their safety plans in place. They're already set up on what they want to do. Then the news comes out. If it's even close to in the ballpark of what they all expected, then stocks fly. Stocks are bullish. So stocks are bullish unless there's an emergency, right? And the emergency is it's not World War III. It's not another war. It's not, a bank collapse. Because if the analysts and the banks expected that to happen, markets will go up. Markets crash when the unexpected happens based on their expectations. They thought Jerome Powell was going to cut rates 5 times, and now it's looking like he's only going to cut once. We're due for a crash just because of that. But I think the market's a little bit delusional right now, thinking that, like I said this morning, they don't think Jerome Powell's serious enough to actually stand by his word. He said he was going to stay on this track, have his foot on the emergency brake until we get inflation back down. So what ended up happening is the economy is now kind of stabilizing, but prices are still high. And the only thing that happened is that stock markets are all at all-time highs. Conclusion, rich and middle class are getting richer. Poor folks getting screwed. Because if you don't own stocks or if you don't have a 401k, you're not taking advantage of the asset inflation. But you are getting hit with the consumer inflation at the grocery store. Now, Bob Elliott sent me some data about wages saying that, look, if you really look at the data, the wage growth is keeping up with inflation. To which I told Bob, respectfully, because you guys know Bob is literally the GOAT of Mac. I'm a student in this, right? Respectfully, I told him, I don't believe the government CPI data. So even though wages have gone up 5%, I believe they've gone up 5%, but I don't believe that prices have only risen by 4% or 5%. I think the true consumer inflation rate is closer to 20% or 25%. All right. Look at all the stuff that you want to buy. You want to go buy a pair of jeans, buy a t-shirt, go get a haircut, go to the grocery store. Your bill is at least 20% higher than what it used to be. It's $100, now it's 120, 117. You don't notice. They slipped it in there. Right? So it's higher than that 3% number. And they might choose a basket of goods that they can measure just to kind of make the numbers look good. But if you just look at the shit that people actually spend money on, inflation's still high. Okay. So that's what's happening. Typically, folks who don't have money in America, which is the majority of Americans, use something called debt or credit. So when you're talking about getting a car or a home or financing a home purchase, a renovation, anything that's requires a big upfront purchase, the use of credit is huge in the United States. If you look at delinquencies right now in credit card data, not looking good the last 2-3 months. A lot of delinquencies, a lot of defaults. Hold on. Guys, I am monitoring the second entry. Don't worry. All right. Basically, smaller time frame. Fib high, fib low. All right. We're at the 886. If it breaks, okay, if it respects the 88, we respect here, I know this is the 1 minute. This is fucking crazy, right? Let's just get up and just say double bottom. It's respecting so far, but I got a feeling it wants to dip a little bit lower down to the 600 zone. Yep. So I'm going to wait on it, wait for it to hit the second daily zone. This is a good place for a tester entry here at 627, but I've already made money. And so unless I get that dip and I kind of get a better price here and kind of the ability to catch a wick, I'm not going to put my money at risk. We just keep fucking dragging that fib lower and lower. That's insane. Imagine it comes down to this 600. That would be, by the looks of it, it's going to. Oh, that's rough. All right. Nice rejection. I'm going to put a tester entry here. Small entry, only risking a small percentage of the gains. All right. Put one in here too, just for the visuals. Oh, pretty late entry on this one. Okay. Haven't read a single comment. Oh, we got about 230 people in here. Will there be another masterclass before you head to Dubai? Yes, June 14th. You are bullish for NVIDIA because I'm bearish on US 30. Well, I'm bullish on NVIDIA regardless, but I'm bullish on NASDAQ. Click the link in the description. What do I think of gold? Gold already hit take profit for our trade. I gotta get accurate here. It's hard. That's why I keep like not sharing the screen. You guys can't see my screen, right? I have to stop sharing just so I can, pull out the tools and
Just your charts, bro. That's all.
you can still see the charts.
Yeah.
The fuck? Is it paused or is like the thing moving?
Looks like it's paused, yeah.
Okay. Not to show them the whole strategy here. I'm just doing some quick analysis, trying to be as accurate as I can. Uh, it would be TP1. Oh man. Okay, got it. Oh wait. There it is. Okay. Solid 3-1. Maybe we get a little bit further. Okay, 2.8-1. The first take profit level is at 662, so it's about 30-40 points away. All right, if we get stuck here, very good shot or very good chance that we keep bleeding. And this thing really could keep bleeding. I think I'm just going to keep taking these scalps at these zones, waiting for that big rejection, closing, taking profits, and just doing that all the way down. Because I don't think this is going to be like a straight shot up. This is probably going to be like another one of these and then break through. Granted, still pretty, I'll say early in the session. That's crazy, but relatively, we still have a couple hours till the close. Anything can happen. What's the results of FOMC minutes? Bullish for crypto? Crypto is following a different cycle. Crypto is genuinely waiting for the Fed to start printing, and so they're waiting for a pivot. Jerome Powell already said that there's not going to be a pivot yet. Okay, so the whole thing about crypto is that probably by November we're going to start to see the bull market, but yeah, until the Federal Reserve changes their policy, there's no liquidity. Crypto follows the greater liquidity cycle. So when money is being pumped in the system, crypto goes up. With the ETH ETFs, it's even more bullish. Yes. but you still need people to get interested in buying the ETF. Like if everyone's worried about inflation and prices and things are just not looking good, the last thing you're doing is buying magic beanstalk tokens online, which is how at least the majority of people see crypto still. So it is a speculative instrument, and I think the Bitcoin ETF just has a better shot because it's a household name. But I like the fucking 2020 and 2021 and 2022, that was like the end of the party being the most lit part of the party. With the last second, someone came in with the bottles and all this stuff at the end of the party, and we just had one last hooray. We're gonna have to wait for the liquidity to come back into the markets to experience something like that again. This is not looking good, y'all. I might close this out here pretty soon. So close, yet so far. I'm gonna give it a chance, but this thing is running. Oof. Yeah, I'm gonna have to close this trade, y'all. And I'm gonna give it a second. I'm gonna give it a second. If we break these lows, I'm out. Because I'm still gonna give it a shot to just play around here and then wick back up into that TP1 zone, but just keep in mind it is looking a little bit sus. I have a lower zone than yeah, it's basically I'm just going level by level, bro. We got this one next, right here. So that's why I said I'm basically gonna scalp these on the way down. Like I just want to see the scalp, scalp, and then go. You get me? But if it just keeps just running down, then I say fuck this one. Maybe entertain this one, but really, I'm thinking right here. What zone do you have? Let me know in the chat. Thoughts on algo trading? Gonna have a few experts come and talk to you guys about that. Oof. All right. I'm closing, guys. I'm gonna wait for it to retrace back up. And as soon as it retraces back up to entry, I'm gonna close this thing out and break even. That's brutal. Give it a second to break back into break even here. Patience pays. We give this thing a second to come back in. Maybe we even get to close with a little bit of profits here. Miami meetup this year. That sounds like a good idea to me. Damn. The entry for the next zone is right at our stop loss. Uh, that's painful. I'm bullying myself then. If my own stop loss is my own entry, am I a clown or am I a genius? Am I goated? Exact same zone, Roman. Yep. And there's even one lower, but once look at that point, we break 580, fam. I'm gone. Right? I got shit to do. Let's see if we can make it up to 660 here before we get this next push down, just so we can kind of take some profits out of this trade, then let it run. I am gonna move my stops for this thing right below this one. Because if we fill this wick all the way through and we form new lows, very good chance that we pull into this next level. And I'd like to re-enter there. So I'm gonna do that, and then let me fix this with my account. This thing is looking very, very aggressive, very shady. So make sure you guys are keeping good risk management. Today's not the day to be a hero. All right, because this thing could really do some damage if it keeps bleeding. So keep risk management as a priority. If you're not confident with the risk that you're currently exposing, then make sure you dial it back to the point where you're confident in staying in the trade and avoid any BS today. Let's see how this goes. Third deviation VWAP. The fuck? Ascending triangle on the 1 minute time frame completed. Bro, you get one more before I'm putting you in the gulag. Why don't I look at the 5 minute time frame? Bro, why don't I go look for like pennies on the sidewalk? Right? And then not because you can't make a fortune, you probably could. But imagine how stressful that is. And you blink and you miss the whole thing. That happens with Nasdaq as well, but we're really looking at this thing on higher time frame structure. And typically, when something crazy happens on the smaller time frames, you got to zoom out anyways. Might as well just stay on the outside. All right. Let me know. Did you guys close and break even? Are you guys still in this, or what's going on? Ascending triangle on the 1 minute time frame is crazy. Yeah, I told him he's got one more shot before he's gulagged in.
Yeah,
That's
I'm setting
wild.
on US 30 right now, Roy. I'm not in as I'm on U30. Setting some gold in right now.
You took a buy, or what's going on?
Yeah, I took a buy at my level that I had marked up, but it's looking like
Ooh,
it's going to do the same thing as Nas.
damn, DXY coming up quick. Oh,
Hmm.
look at you, 30.
Yeah,
I think we
yeah,
had
it's
this
about to
marked
hit
up
my
this morning.
stop here soon.
Oh, good stuff. Yeah, dude, 480.
Yeah. Well, I'm on
Or
the
on the Oanda chart. You get
yeah,
it.
yeah,
Nice.
yes, sir.
All right, Nasdaq is back in break even. So if you guys wanted to close that trade, you have a chance now. If you want to hold, forever hold your peace. Whatever the saying, close now or forever hold your peace. Guess that's the way to say it. All right, I'm letting this thing play out. But Some tells me it's not going to come up to TP1. Some tells me it's going to just rip down. So if you guys are not prepared for that, I would probably close out right now. You probably got a few minutes left. To be honest, what time is it? 2:30? Oof. Honestly, I might do that. Just call it a day. If it rips bullish and I miss it, so be it. But sitting here for another 20 minutes and then watching this thing just absolutely melt off the face doesn't sound like a fun plan. All right, already in profits for the day. I'm gonna go ahead and close out in break even and go be a useful member of society. Roman, good to see you, bro. Crush it at work. We'll be in touch.
Yo, bro, you still want to hop on a call after this?
What time is it? 2:30? At 4, yes. Well,
Okay.
actually, no, I got a call at 4:30.
No worries. We'll chat.
Got you.
Yeah, U30 is not looking good either right now.
Yeah, I'm closing out.
Mm-hmm.
If it rips back up, so be it, but I ain't doing
Yeah.
it. It'd be fucking hilarious. Just have a 1 trillion pip wick just come all the way through. So you're trading on Apex, thought they didn't like news trading. You can't trade around like there's rules to trading news. You can't trade at news events or within a certain time frame. Why don't I look at the 5 minute time? Oh, that's the same question. Said sell, sell. Oof. What do I think is happening with Nvidia? That seems to be like the thing right now. That seems to be what's driving a lot of the market action is people just talking about Nvidia, people speculating about Nvidia. See these comments here. Said, where is FOMC meeting? I know FOMC meeting, bro. These are the FOMC meeting minutes. Said off to the gym. I'm about to do the same, yo. I'm waiting to see if we get some action, just whether it bleeds or whether it wicks up. But I'm gonna give it another 5 minutes here. And then yeah, time to get on with the day. Second half of New York, not my cup of tea. But we gave it a shot. Lost money on the first trade, made money on the second one, basically ended the day in profit, even though it was minor. Risked some of those profits on this trade. Seeing how it goes. Uh yeah, overall, gave it a shot. And market had other plans. It's a Wednesday. Market needed a healthy correction after a bunch of bullish action. And judging by how long it's been since we've had a nice correction, guys, this thing could bleed a good amount now that I think about it. This thing we really could get a nice correction down before we continue. Is it going to happen in one go? Maybe not. But is it possible with Nasdaq? Yes. Nasdaq typically goes up like an escalator, but goes down like an elevator.
All right. Up 400 today. Let me go to my afternoon shift and not be greedy. There you go. You said it's gonna rip. Like bearish or bullish? Like I'm out. So either way, I'm gonna be relieved. But if it flips bullish, am I gonna be a little bit upset? Probably. But this is the game we play. I've accepted that decision. Man, this thing really could rip up. I'm gonna be so mad. All right. I've been on the charts too long today. I said it could rip down, could rip up. We have the prices here. We have the trade ideas here. If you do get, if you guys are still in this trade, if you get a rejection up to 660 here, make sure that you close that position or secure some partial profits if you can. The next target would be 700. Based on how aggressive the candles are, very good chance that market breaks through all these levels here. Maybe comes down to this low, but we'll see. Yeah, not looking good. Definitely not looking good. It's okay. Market can't fly every single day. Can't be bullish forever. We saw a bearish model this morning, by the way. CA members, right? If you guys want to learn the strategy, even though today we were kind of in and out, we still navigated the waters well. You're not always gonna like the market decides if it's gonna fly or not. But if you have a good system, you can still navigate yourself in and out of the trades. And whether you're right or wrong, it doesn't matter. Like it doesn't matter if the market flies or crashes. I made a decision here about closing the trade. Number one, to protect my mental peace because I have a lot of work to do today and I can't be distracted by, kind of over trading. And then number two, just I was already in profits. I wanted to make sure I end in profits. And then even though now I just cut most of my profits, it's still positive. I still get to walk away with something. And even if you lost, but you've mitigated your risk, as long as you had a systematic approach to mitigating your risk, you did the right thing. Okay? So take a break from trading, come back, reflect on your performance for the day, figure out what you did right or wrong. If you made a big mistake, fix that shit, get back on the horse, don't beat yourself up. If you made a small mistake, make sure that it is a mistake and not just part of your plan that you're overthinking. And if you did everything right, chances are you're lying to yourself or to me. So, what could you improve on? All right, crush it. CA members will stay in the chat and keep you posted. Please, no over trading. All right, just fucking call it a day. Go get physical. Like I said this morning, Ezekiel, go get active. All right, make sure that you guys hit like and subscribe. Click that link in the description to check out that free webinar tonight. Catch you guys on there. All right, peace.